welcome to Learn City. In today's government class, we'll be looking at some of the disadvantages of written constitution. Written constitution written constitution has many demerits or shortcomings, and one of it is rigidity. Almost all written constitutions are rigid, which makes the process of amendment cumbersome. Because of the rigidity of written constitution, the fact that the process of before a written constitution can be amended, it has lots of procedures and processes that it has to go through. It makes it very rigid, and that is one of the disadvantages of a written constitution. Another disadvantage of a written constitution is delay in change. Written constitution does not always give room for quick and effective change in the economic, political, and social situations of the country due to its difficulty in adjustment. Similar to the first disadvantage we talked about, which is rigidity, because of the fact that it takes a long time and a long process before changes can be made to the constitution. So it doesn't give room for quick and effective change. So if there's an economic problem, because of the long process and the long time that it will take before the change can reflect in the constitution, it is also one of the disadvantages of a written constitution, the delay in the change of economic, political, and social situations in the country. Unrest situation. This type of constitution easily creates unrest situation and crisis in the country, because larger proportion of the people can easily get hold of the documented laws and react when they are not satisfied. So because the people know their rights, the people know the law, they have access to the law is in a documented form, anybody can access it. It makes unrest, it gives a situation whereby unrest situation can easily occur in a country, because people know their rights. So when people or the government itself infringe on the rights of these people, they can easily revolt because they are aware of their right, they are aware of the constitution, and they are aware of the documented law. So the written constitution gives room for unrest situation and crisis in the country. Why? Because a larger proportion of the people can easily access the constitution. Another disadvantage of a written constitution is that it may cause friction. What is friction? Conflict, dispute. Written constitution has the possibility of causing disputes and conflicts among the organs of government, especially when there is a clash of power and function. So because the powers and the functions of the government, of the different organs of government are clearly stated and they are clearly written out, a written constitution has the probability or the possibility of causing conflict, because these people are aware of their rights and of the boundaries of other people's rights. So they know that the legislative do not have the right to legislate over certain aspects, and the judiciary do not have the right to do the work of the legislative. It causes clash of power and functions among the organs of government. Another disadvantage of a written constitution is it is unfit for some form of government. Despite the numerous benefits of a written constitution, it cannot fit or be suitable for all political systems and for all political systems of government. For example, in a country where they are operating a unitary system of government, a written constitution cannot be suitable for such a country, because one of the reasons for unitary system of government is that the population is not so much, and they are not they don't have diversities in lots of aspects. That is one of the reasons why countries use unitary system of government. So because of this, there is no need for a written constitution, because everybody agree on most things. So it is usually not suitable or fit for certain political systems of government. Another disadvantage of a written constitution is problem of interpretation. Due to the fact that written constitution is rigid, it means that there will be a great difficulty in interpreting some of the provisions of the constitution for proper implementation. So because of the rigidity of a written constitution, there is usually difficulty in interpreting some of the provisions of the constitution. What does this provision actually mean? Is this what it means? It could be some of the provisions could also be ambiguous, which would give problems in interpreting the provisions of the constitution. So problem of interpretation is also one of the disadvantages of a written constitution. Another disadvantage of a written constitution is frequent litigation. What is litigation? Litigation is when is the process of seeking legal redress or over an issue. So this type of constitution, that is written constitution, also encourages frequent litigation in the court of law, since people can easily hold on to the document and seek for redress when their fundamental rights are violated. So it allows for frequent litigation. People just keep suing each other. I sue you to court, you sue me to court, because they are because in countries where they use a written constitution, people are aware of their rights, and they can also get hold of the documented laws. They know when their rights are being infringed upon, and they also know the procedure for seeking redress. So litigation is usually frequent in countries where they use or where they operate a written constitution. With this, we've come to the end of this class. In the course of this class, we looked at the disadvantages of written constitution, and we talked about the fact that it is rigid. In the process of amendment is rigid. It gives room for unrest situation. It causes conflict among the organs of government. It is unfit for some system of government. There is problem of interpretation, and it allows for frequent litigation. With this, we've come to the end of this class, and I will see you at the next class.